Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good morning and, for that matter, a great day. As you can see, I'm planning on playing more Vampire Survivors. Today, I'm going to be unlocking the second new Arcana. Last time, I unlocked Gemini, which allows me to gain a duplicate copy of every union weapon. So, like the gun union, which is the two guns, and then the bird union, which is the two birds. And then it even duplicates the union weapon itself. So that's pretty cool. But in today's video, I'm going to be trying to, one, use that if I can, and two, unlock Demario's Twilight Requiem. I don't know that word very well. It's kind of a hard word, but that's the plan for today. If you guys enjoyed today's video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, to unlock the Twilight Requiem, I'm just going to keep calling it that until I figure out what it is. We have to play Demario. Demario is a unique character, starting with King Bible, one of the decent items in the game. Permanently has plus 40 duration and speed. Duration and speed. I assume that means projectile duration and projectile speed, but minus 40% movement speed, which is actually a pretty big deal. This dude without wings is so slow. Like, I can't move around. And you guys are gonna see how bad it is. But I'm gonna go on Dairy Plant. A location that I feel like doesn't really need a lot of movement. You don't really need a lot, and there's the wings here if you need it. I'm not gonna care too much about getting every item on the map. I am going to try to do the union thing and combine the new union weapons with Gemini, which is arguably a really cool combo. This is the problem here, right here. As you can see, this guy is so slow. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking wings. That is a necessary grab because you are in fact actually slower than the enemies on this character. Unlike most characters where you're a tiny bit, you're like a decent bit faster, but some enemies are faster than you and some enemies are slower. No, this guy's slower than all of them. All survivors, there is almost zero scenario where this dude is actually faster than you. And since I'm going for the double union in both birds and guns, I'm not necessarily too focused on getting the all of the items on the map. You might have noticed that the enemies are moving a bit faster and are more numerous than on previous times I'm playing this. I am playing this on Max Curse. And by Max Curse, I mean Max Shop Curse. I felt like if I wanted to level up the character, which in this case I do want to level up the character, I feel like the best way to do that is just to, play on Max Curse so I get attacked by more enemies. But as you can see, here's the powerful combination of Gemini and the union weapons. The birds shoot twice in the same location, which is less effective than the guns, which now shoot in a pan and also, twice in every direction, which is really good. I'm also going to grab the box because the box is just hands down a good item to grab. I don't feel like I'm gonna go Valkyrie Tuner. I know that a lot of people hate Valkyrie Tuner. I am not one of them. Speak of the devil, Shadow Pincer shall appear. I am not one of the people who hate Valkyrie Tuner. I don't think it's a bad weapon, but I feel like it's often very situational. Like, there's not a lot of situations where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna actively take Valkyrie Tuner over, you know, Rune Tracer. Personally, I just don't feel that. You know, I'm not that vibe. I don't like that energy, but Attract Orb. Am I gonna go Attract Orb? It's tempting, honestly. It's also tempting to go Song of Mana just so I can do a max curse run. You know what? Let's just do a max curse run. Because why not? I won't be able to get like max curse because that would require me to grab both items on the sides of the map, and that's not happening. For any of you guys who were really hoping for me to do a full max curse run, yeah, that's not happening. I'm sorry. Also, max curse run, that cursed is really hard to win. And if you're not abusing some of the stronger items in the game, I might even argue that it's, you know, it's not one of the things I'd encourage doing. I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but definitely not encouraged. Definitely gonna grab Spellbinder because it's kind of required to evolve this weapon. I know I grabbed Crown. Am I gonna go Pentagram or Attract Orb is really my question here. If I go Attract Orb, I get more slots for, you know, other things that I could pick up later on. But if I go Pentagram, I fill up one of my weapon slots, which arguably are more of a commodity right now. Or more lucrative, or whatever, more open. My weapon slots are more open. I kind of forgot which. Do I also want to just take... Do I just want to take all the good passive items? I mean, no reason not to, but like... Duplicator's really good. I'm going to take it. And not like lightning loop's a bad item, so I would gladly take a lightning loop. I don't know if I wanted to necessarily take both, or take Song of Mana so soon. If I wanted to go max curse, probably should have waited a bit. Also, I physically can't now, because I need Tiramisu. Song of Mana is a good item anyway. I'm not that offended by that. I know I'm taking a lot of situational items. I don't know. I'm just trying to max out what I can get out of this run. Song of Mana is also one of those things that scales really well with duration and cooldown reduction, so it's not going to be bad. It's going to go quite well. This run's actually going to go really well. I'm sure of it. I'll make sure of it. I do acknowledge that there is a chest on the ground. If you guys don't know already, this map, all chest, fully upgrade, evolve all weapons, no matter at what point they were dropped. So you always just want to leave all chests on the ground if you want to evolve stuff quickly, in which I very much do. Since I'm trying to get pretty much max 99. At 99, I feel like most people don't need levels, but hey, you know, going for a 99 run. But yeah, no, so I'm gonna try to leave as many chests as I get on the ground temporarily, so in the future when I get, for example, both birds leveled or my book up to 8 here real soon, I'll be able to pick one up quickly, and then suddenly I will have maxed out, you know, yeah, there we go. Books already evolved. Pretty good. Unholy Vespers, good item. Would recommend. Okay, that's one gun. Alright, there's the guns. More or less suited. Done. I did take an item that I'm not going to be able to evolve. Sometimes that's honestly for the better. I do like Song of Mana pre-evolution a tiny bit more than a lot of other pre-evolution weapons. I know that some people, you know, I guarantee you some people out there really love evolved Song of Mana. I'm just not one of them. I don't think it's that good. I think it's alright, but when you have to take a 10% curse to evolve it, guaranteed 10% curse, it's like, I can't necessarily recommend taking that every run, you know? It's not a staple. There's the other bird. Now I just need the other gun and I'm set for most of this run, you know? If you don't know, I'm doing a double Gemini run, so, every union weapon, guns and bird, that I pick up, guarantees spawns with a double. This includes their evolutions, to my knowledge. I don't count me on that, but it's included in Gemini's description that it does. So I'm gonna be saying that it does. And I'm doing pretty faithful Gemini run with just a couple tweaks here and there. Got a pretty high curse modifier on, which is going pretty well, surprisingly. I honestly, this is why I've always been hesitant to add in curse. I've always been afraid that it would make the runs go very bad very quickly, but actually I'm surprisingly not doing that bad for having, you know, I think it's like 50 curse. Maybe 50 curse is like the sweet spot, and you don't want to be over 50 curse very quickly. I totally understand if that was the case. That'd explain a lot. And there's the other gun. Hey, they were actually being nice to me for once. I swear, sometimes it's like you want an item so bad and they refuse to give it to you. And sometimes you're like, I mean, I'm doing a Gemini run, and it's like, okay, let me just give you all of the Gemini stuff really quickly. And I personally I wouldn't want to watch anyone do a, yes, I'm gonna do a no wings run Demario. It's possible. It's just like, why? Are you some sort of masochist? Do you just enjoy the pain? And I'm sure some people would say yes. But, you know, this run's going pretty well so far. It does seem that the birds do get doubled. Oh no, you get to keep the previous birds. Okay. Cool. So union weapons, they make it so, you know what? I think Gemini might actually be insane. Like, just absolutely one of the best things. Because, if you don't know, guns, the actual projectiles from guns, struggle from the fact that you don't get them when you evolve the gun. So, certain Arcana just straight up don't work anymore. Like the Fire Arcana, it's just gone altogether. You just get zero benefit from it whatsoever, which is kind of sad, honestly, because you trade one good thing for another good thing, and that, you sometimes wish you didn't have to choose between the two of them. And I guess that's sort of what Gemini is for. It's so you don't have to choose between having pre-evolved guns with the two projectiles that freeze and deal fire, and the alternative, which is the giant laser beams that kill everything. Same with birds, but to a lesser extent. I don't feel like anyone's actually ever gone, hey, I really miss having low-level birds. Yeah, no. But because I have the union weapon, I get to keep the two of them. And I'm pretty sure they keep their power level before it's union. So that's actually really cool. I think I'm gonna like this. I really honestly think Gemini is going to be one of my favorites. Of course, after the many other Arcana that are also really good, but you know, some even game breaking. Some definitely not. Like Game Killer, just what were you thinking? Game Killer's cool and all, but it's just kind of bad. I guess it's great for certain scenarios, but that's it. Where you finally like beaten everything, killed everything, and you're just like sitting back and cruising. It's good at that point, but at that point it's like, why are you taking Game Killer instead of one of the fun breaking run things and just maxing out and doing it? I'm sure that a Game Breaker run is like fun in its own right if you just do a nothing but Game Breaker from the very beginning run. I'm sure that would be a very cool thing to do, but dude, this increased projectile speed on guns is actually kind of nice. I gotta say it. Demario, I don't think you're that great, but your benefits are really nice. Infinite uptime on stuff with, you know, pretty much some of the strongest projectile speed, but at the cost of no movement speed. I do have to knock him down a little for that. His stats also aren't anything like insane. They're pretty good, but like they're like almost every other character. So Demario's fun. I think he'd be great for a couple runs, but I think the reason why I like him so much for this run is that I got wings very early on. I think I'd be having a totally different experience if I didn't have wings right now. And I honestly can't blame anyone if they hate this character. But yeah, no, pretty good run. I'm sure that a Game Killer run would be quite fun. Yes, I just upped my curse even more. I'm curious on what's gonna happen. Oh, here it comes. Oh my goodness, upped curses. Ooh, the game's starting to chug a little. Not a lot. Oh, both guns are actually evolved. So I can pick up this chest here and get maxed out guns and also keep the previous guns. Yeah, okay. You just lose out on the double fan shot, which honestly, don't feel like that's that big of a deal. I'll be blatantly honest. And yes, I will be picking up Pentagram. Definitely, guns are the DPS. Unholy Vesper is the knockback, and I'm almost dead. 100% curse is kind of scary. Believe it or not, I died. That, I need something else. I need something more. Oh my god. I honestly think I threw this run by taking box. Yeah, no, it's over. It's over. Oh, that didn't go well. But I got a Gemini run. So that was kind of cool. It's been a while since I've utterly failed a run, but I guess that's my punishment for choosing to apply such a high greed value, or not greed, curse value. So I can't exactly be upset. I'm still gonna try to do another Demario run, this time in, I guess, library, just because increased movement speed already. This time I'm gonna try something else out. I'm gonna take Lost and Found painting. Just because I think that it's gonna be very interesting. So the way Lost and Found painting works is it constantly switches between you having 200 duration and -50 duration, which in this case is kind of bad, but on this character isn't actually that bad because he starts with the base 40, and if you have anything from the shop, he has a permanent increase in duration that is much higher than normal. So if I am able to get cooldown reduction from empty tome, which on this map there's always an empty tome, that's gonna... Apparently I'm picking up Stone Mask. I entered a down input too quickly. Either way, I'll make do. But yeah, no, I switched from having a duration of practically infinite to no duration at all, which is kind of good and bad in its own right. I think that it could be insane for this run, but also in the same right, it might be a bit detrimental. Do I want to pick up empty tome? I kind of don't. Like, I'm gonna grab it, but like, I don't want to have to run to the other side of the map to get it. I feel like a lot of people make such a big deal about always getting the items on the map to make their runs better. You don't need to do that. It's not needed. Most people don't need that. I definitely don't want area, because that will definitely damage how much I can do. I might want to take, apparently, lightning ring. Duplicator would be insane for this though, because if I get a pretty good duplicator with spellbinder, duplicator with empty tome, there's spellbinder. I want to be able to increase it so it's a little bit above base. What base empty tome is? Or not base empty tome, base duration on Unholy Vesper. But I also want to make it just really good. So I'm kind of tempted to just make this absolutely like a max duration. Please give me wings. This is what I'm talking about. Without wings, this character is kind of sad. Just kind of sad. I can't really do much. I have to wander around so slow. I mean, his walk animation is pretty funny. I'll give you that. Like, he looks pretty funny, but... Increased luck. That's a good grab. If I see projectile speed, that's going to be a want. Magic wand. Sorry, I just love magic wand a ton. And I just had to take it. Big thing I want is duplicator, which would make this run go even better. Want to get more levels on spellbinder because max duration up on this character with that one Arcana lost and found painting. As you can see, I just stack several books on top of each other. If I can get Unholy Vesper, that actually gets affected by the duration stacks, which is kind of different because like you think that it just has a capped max duration, but it actually doesn't. It just gets a consistent amount of duration ups based on the fact that Unholy Vesper just has a naturally high duration. And with lowered cooldown, increased duration, and more projectiles, every projectile that I shoot out lasts an insanely long amount of time, and I'll be able to shoot out more and more. And if I can get the Arcana that makes certain projectiles bounce, like what's it called? Waltz of Pearls. That's the one. I really love Waltz of Pearls because it's really good. I don't know whether or not cooldown reduction or duration up is going to be the main thing that makes it so this character with this combination is overpowered or not. There's the duplicator. That's what I was looking for. Am I missing anything? I guess I'm missing armor. Do I really care about armor or do I want wings? Do I want no future or do I want wings? Wings are pretty good. I have to give them to wings on this character, but also no future is also really insane. So it's a bit of a mix-up. Definitely grab the extra duplication. Even more projectiles on this. I have almost formed a Unholy Vesper without having any Unholy Vespers. It's so great. I think it's such a great ability. On this character, I think that my first pick is always Lost Painting, which is something that I don't normally take because I think those items that increase your stuff situationally is really bad. But on a character with such a high internal stat in one thing, taking a little bit of a downtime on the duration isn't going to kill this character. Arguably, it just makes them stronger when they have the 200% duration, especially if you combine it with extra projectiles and extra other things. It just such insane. I really love Crown. Do I think I'm gonna get it without Crown? No future, no. That kind of sucks, but okay. What is the other weapon I'm gonna go for? Do I have every weapon slot taken? I would really like Pentagram, I guess. Get the Rune Tracer maxed out so it just continually is like just passive damage. I know it's never going to be no future, which the main thing about no future that makes it really strong for me in my book is the fact that if an enemy hits you, they take damage, just flat out. Due to armor making it so every time you take damage, you just deal damage back. Like a Thorns effect, which is really cool and really good, but can't always recommend it. I don't like the cat item, I'll be honest. I think it's very situational, and I don't exactly know how the cat item works. The cat weapon is just kind of meh, at least in my book. I don't think it's very good. I know other people think that it's actually really good or really fun, either or. I don't know. It just doesn't. I just don't get it sometimes. Some weapons in my book is just not as good as people make it out to seem. But also, I've always had a major confusion with that weapon. Like, I don't know how to make it work very well. I mean, upgraded cats is fine, like, and when you have them maxed out at 8, sure, that also works pretty well, but otherwise, it's like, I mean, is it really that good? I'm kind of missing how fast I leveled up on Dairy Plant. A large part of that being how fast I was able to move. I think a large hit to how fast I'm able to level this time is going to strictly be because I'm not able to move that fast. So if I make the wrong movements and don't pick up as many gems, I'm gonna level up much slower. But last run ended pretty sad, but like understandably, like I know why it happened. It was hubris. Everyone's favorite loss. The thing that we always lose to, our own hubris. I had total faith that I could win a run where I just took a ton of curse, which, you know, sometimes when you have an OP setup, that works out really well for you. And other times, like it did that time, it kind of really doesn't. Gonna try to take as much duration as I can because, as you can see, it's working out pretty well in my favor. Having almost maxed out duration on certain things with minimal. I still have infinite uptime on the King Bible. It's just how many King Bibles I'm able to shoot out is strictly on my Arcana to decide. Lost Painting. A wonderful Arcana. My allergies haven't been doing so well, and they haven't gotten any better as of late. Like, I've been sort of hoping that it would get better and not worse, so I wouldn't have such a hard time recording certain things, but yeah, arguably they haven't been doing so well. There are a ton of factors to that, I'm sure, that I just don't know fully all about, but yeah, no, I'm not doing so well in the allergy spectrum. I'm honestly hoping that I'm just not sick and that it is just allergies. Maybe I ate something or upset my sinuses in such a way, which would be completely fair, you know. I'm not surprised by that at all, but it does kind of suck because you can kind of tell that my voice is kind of shot, and it's like I kind of don't want it to be shot when I have to record videos daily, and I know some people would say you could take a break, but you know, I kind of like uploading daily. I want to improve at this whole thing, and I feel like the only way that I really can improve at YouTube is by just doing it more. Upload more, you know, edit more, be dedicated to it. Because if I start taking breaks from it, then I'm not going to be as motivated to do it as much. And I'm sure, you know, taking a couple days off isn't going to kill me. I've done it several times over the years, where I just take a couple days off here and a couple days off there for various reasons. But it's still like, I'm just not tempted. I don't really feel burnout as much as other people do. As I've noticed over the years, I'm not very prone to it. That or I'm like hyper prone to it and I get burnt out and then I recover super quickly as well, because I don't, to my knowledge, I don't have a lot of problems with prolonged burnout. Short-term burnout, sure. Plenty of times I've been burned out due to short-term burnout. That happens to everyone. But I haven't had a long-term burnout in a long time. And most of the time I get burnt out, it's towards something that I'm not actively doing a lot, like anime. I have large phases where I go in and out of being completely burnt out of anime. It happens all the time. I've gone through it many a times, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. But I don't really feel that way with YouTube at all. What am I gonna want? Freeze would actually kind of work really well with this build. Yeah, no, I'll probably go freeze here. Just completely go overpowered. Go into freeze, which is top 10, top 5, top 3 Arcana in the game. This is such an overpowered thing. It attaches one of the most strongest CCs in the entire game. That's usually reserved for an item that used to be seen less favorably, but now seen super favorably if you're specifically building into Chronolance. like infinite coroner. But if you're not doing that, it's like freeze isn't that, like you don't get freeze that often. But when you get freeze like this, with max duration freeze, it's insane. Because I freeze practically everything on the entire screen and they can't do anything. I didn't even know my thunder loop was, like my lightning ring was maxed out. But now I have thunder loop. I don't know if thunder loop gets affected by duration at all. I'd assume somewhat. With the like little pools of lightning that form. Those last a tiny bit longer, but they don't seem to be infinite. Okay, I'm gonna try to reroll for pentagram. That's the goal. Just reroll, skip, delete, vanish. Just try to go for pentagram here. I don't want axes. And worst comes to worst, I end up taking an item that I don't want. Not the end of the world. It has happened many a times before. One item isn't a bad thing. There it is. The good old delete everything on the screen item. Which is a bit more punishing on this character, but in the future, when I have this character maxed out, it's going to be super rewarding to actually have the ability to just delete everything on screen and pull it towards me. The really crucial part is the fact that it pulls everything toward me. Honestly, just upgraded pentagram, so good. I can't understate how good it is. One of my favorite items in the entire game. I'm sure I've said that many times before, but it just keeps ringing true. I really like it, especially for the leveling of Arcana, to try to get more Arcana, because they keep doing the, hey, this character has to get this certain level, which is typically 99. 100 if you're going for rerolls and or, yeah, no, just rerolls, because I'm pretty sure banishes are locked behind something unique and special. But yeah, no. Oh, 2 good pops in a row. I do have like a really good chance to not delete everything due to me having Clover, but now I'm pretty sure I have a 100% chance just due to Clover. Because I have well over 100% chance to not delete everything. So I'm not going to be too concerned about deleting everything. Ah, yes. A chance. I guess that's to upgrade the chance for it not to delete everything. Maybe I should have picked a different item that was gonna, stick around a bit more. Now you get to see maxed out duration on the... Why am I blanking so much? On Unholy Vespers. Maxed out duration on Unholy Vespers is honestly kind of scary. Yeah, you just see this death ring. And I'm pretty sure that it adds a couple more books per stack of duration you have. I'm not even gonna move anymore because it's like, I'm pretty sure that this run is pretty much set in stone, but of course I'm gonna move to pick up chest, but overall, this run's pretty much set. I mean, I think I'll even get the Arcana this time, which is a nice turn of events for failing miserably last time. Just go max out magic wand real quick. I saw that I gave my Unholy Vespers area accidentally. They do not like area. They hate area. Unholy Vespers is like one of the few weapons in the entire game that just doesn't enjoy area. And this is the one character that I feel like could totally pull off having tons of area just due to the fact of how much duration I have and how much uptime. But it's still kind of, you know, not as good. I'm pretty sure every other weapon in the game scales like insanely well with area. And even the ones that don't scale insanely well, they still scale with it. And I don't feel like it's really bad on most weapons other than Unholy Vespers, which is kind of sad because having an entire stat that's really important on some weapons that's completely trash on others is just kind of bad. It makes me not want to take this item as much, which is fine, you know. Not like this item really needs to be that god tier item that you must take all the time or else you'll die always. But, you know, it'd be nice to have a bit of a, like, for it to not be such a negative downside. Even right now, I don't feel like I want to have just an astronomically large circle, because even right now it's like kind of bad. I think I gave it like 10% area and it's already kind of, you know, let's increase it a tiny bit more, because this character is one of the few characters who does benefit from having a massive circle of death around them, but otherwise, it's like, I don't know. I just take garlic instead most of the time. But yeah, I'm very committed to trying to get this, you know, to be better at YouTube and stuff. Because it's going to take me a while. I know that my current quality of stuff is not where I want it to be. I want it to be subtly a bit better. I have things in the works to make everything better. Different things that I'm working on. Nothing that I want to reveal at this moment in time, because I don't really feel like being like, hey guys, you know this thing I've been like teasing for not that very long? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you it so you get all your hopes up, and then when it fails, you're gonna be very sad. But just know that I do have plans to add more stuff in the future to make this experience just a bit better, you know? Oh, a chest. I need to grab chest. Gotta get that gold. If you don't get that gold, what are you gonna do with yourself, you know? Probably should have taken an amount up on the Holy Blade. I still underrate how good the Holy Blade is. I don't know why. I just think it's, maybe it's because cross is just kind of eh. Unless you have that one that makes cross double back. It's like kind of eh. I don't think it's that good. Just to be honest. But yeah, this one's going really well. I don't think you guys will see all of last run, just due to the fact that I utterly failed there at the end, as I'm sure you guys have saw. But yeah, no, I don't think you guys will see most of the end, or most of the middle of the run. Just where I messed up in taking a ton of curse. I would not recommend doing so. This game is pretty hard and people forget how hard it is. I got my hubris and, you know, they definitely punished me for it. By the way, yes, I did get 99. I could technically end the run right now and guarantee that I get it. So that's not much of a concern anymore. But I guess I'll just cut to whenever something notable happens, but I don't know whether or not you guys want to see a full run. I mean, I feel like some of you guys do, some of you guys don't. But in the way of your guys' time, I'm probably just gonna cut. This is a very game set one. And yeah, I'll be back in probably 10-20 minutes. I gotta stay for killing this boss, of course. This boss is the big boss of this stage, other than the one that comes later. But the one that comes later isn't that important. Okay, something changed. Something changed. You guys might see over there on the bottom right. Yeah, I picked up Game Killer. Since I already have the experience required to, you know, get 99, which I already have, I just was curious. Pentagram with Game Killer. The moon circle with Game Killer. This is gonna be absolutely horrible. Because it's just gonna grab all of them and then fire them all out. Yeah. I thought that was very cool. That's a synergy that I wasn't thinking too much about, you know? The synergy between Game Killer and Pentagram wasn't one that I was thinking about. Also, it horribly lags the game, and it's not a great synergy. But I just wanted to show that to you guys, because it's kind of insane. Like just, like, and then I just shoot them all out, and it just kills everything on screen. It kills everything on screen and then kills everything on screen again. I guess that is one use for Game Killer that is actually kind of really good. I honestly thought Game Killer is just a bad upgrade, but I totally forgot about its combination with Pentagram. I could probably kill a pretty decently high HP boss with this. I don't know what boss I would need to kill with this. And it mainly just lags my game. But I just, you know, I was sitting around and I'm like, I saw Game Killer and I'm like, you know what? Game Killer with this might be a little bit interesting. Gosh, my voice is so shot. I'm sorry. I'm hoping that it will be back to normal here soon. But my allergies have been pretty bad, so I think that this isn't gonna change much, but if I manage to do something cool once again, like figure out the synergy between this and Game Killer. Yeah, no. If I figure something else like that out, then I'll cut back, but if I don't, yeah, I think I'm just gonna once again just wait until I just obliterate everything on the screen and then cut away. And dead. Ever curious what Game Killer? Well, apparently no finding out. I was curious on what Game Killer versus Red Death would look like, but doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. Well, there we go. I have another Arcana unlocked. I have no idea what it does. Listed weapons. Projectiles generate explosions while they expire. Interesting. Which weapons? That's very much what makes it breaks this. If it's like good weapons, then sure. If it's bad weapons, then eh. Okay, when King Bible, Unholy Vespers, either of the two birds, Rune Tracer, Shadow Pincer, Bone, and flowers expire, they explode. I guess good thing I picked the character with Shadow Pincer. What do you mean by expire? Okay, I see. I guess that adds a unique form of gameplay. Does it also fire if, okay, they also explode in general. It seems. Yeah, okay, they all expire no matter what. That's a kind of interesting thing. I wasn't expecting that, but I think that's actually kind of good, and that might make for a unique run that's pretty fun. Either way, I achieved what I wanted to do today, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. I will see you guys next time. Love you guys, and goodbye.